exercise of the week this week is a chin-up. The chin-up is a super challenging exercise, but it's a great goal for you to have in the gym if you're someone who's coming consistently and you want to be able to demonstrate your upper body and core strength. What I'll do in this video is I'm going to show you what a solid chin-up looks like, just body weight, and then we're going to talk about some of the different variations we use to help people begin to develop not only the coordination that they need to do a chin-up, but also the strength. So for our racks, our chin-up bars are attached to the front side of our racks. I like to pull a bench up front so that I have something to step on because it's a little bit too high for me and most people to jump. I'll stand on the bench. Now for the chin-up, which is where we start most people, we have a reverse grip, so our palms are facing toward us. Whereas if your palms are facing away from you, that's what's known as a pull-up. A little bit different, uses a little bit different musculature, but we like to start with the chin-up. So I'm going to go ahead and get a full grip. So my thumb is around the bar, all my fingers are around the bar, and I'll always start in what's called a dead hang position. So I'm going to controlled come all the way down. Now in terms of my body position, I don't want to be loose here. I want to have my legs together and I'm creating some tension in my lower body, my core, because the more I can be connected, the more my body is connected, the easier this movement is going to be. Now I want to think of my fingers like lobster claws. I'm very engaged with my grip on the bar, and the only cue I like to give people is elbows to the ground, chest to the bar. So I'm going to come all the way up so my head is above the bar. I'm not chin ducking at the top, and then I come back down to a full hang or dead hang position, elbows to the ground, chest to the bar. Now, if you're there, the focus is going to be full range of motion on those, because as we get tired, we want to cheat them. Always coming down to that dead full hang position, and then at the top, the bar is closer to your chest versus your chin. We see a lot of people do this Pez dispenser motion at the top of the chin-up bar, and generally we don't want to be doing this, especially not for our neck. It's best to just keep a neutral neck position and pull the bar to your chest. Now, if someone is relatively close, they've got good hanging strength, grip strength, they're just not quite able to get over the bar, there's a couple options for how we can support them. The first is that we can use a band. Now I have a pile of bands here because there are bands of all different thicknesses. And really your goal is to figure out what thickness band do I need to use in order to support me to be able to do a couple really good reps of chin-ups. So the selection of the band is going to be dependent on you, but when you're choosing a band, I would generally tell you to choose a band that allows you to do, normally we say five full range of motion chin-ups, because when we're working to develop our chin-up strength, it requires getting a good volume or number of reps on the chin-up. And so if I choose a band that only ever allows me to do 1 or 2 chin-ups, unless I'm supporting that with other exercises, it might not get me where I want to go. So there's 2 options for how you can use the band. The first option is you can put the band across the rack on what these are called J hooks. I can loop the band across the rack on the J hooks. Now, what this does is I'm going to step into the band. This band is now going to give me support in the bottom of the movement because I have the most tension on the band right now. So it's really going to help me in this initial bit of pulling up to that bar, and then as I get closer to the bar, it's going to release and I can finish the movement on my own. So the height of the band will differ depending on where you're at. Sorry about that, where you're at with your chin-ups. The other option is to loop it over the chin-up bar, pull it down, and now you're going to have to help yourself by putting it around the arch of your foot. Now I have tension in that band, and I use it to help me get from that full hang position to chest to bar. Okay, so that's one of the first options. The second option is to do, let me move the bench out of the way. Oops, it's early here, forgive me. I'll move the barbell over here. We're gonna do something called feet-assisted chin-up. So I have a barbell set up across the rack here, and I'm going to come down underneath the barbell, and I'm going to take that reverse grip position again, just like I did hanging from the rack. And now I'm simply going to dead hang here from the barbell with my feet in front of me, and really I want to be directly underneath that barbell. Now, this is called a feet-assisted chin-up. I'm going to use my feet on the ground as much as I need them, elbows to the ground, chest to the bar, and I'm going to do my chin-ups here. But now I have the support of my feet on the ground, so I can use those as much as I need to get some good reps and feel that full range of motion that it requires. The other option is to do ring feet-assisted chin-ups. These are nice because rings allow your shoulders to rotate. So for some people, it feels better than having your hands stuck in a fixed position on a bar. Normally, I tell people to start with their palms or palms away. And then as they pull up, they're going to turn their palms to them. As they pull up, they're going to pull their palms to them. So those are a few options for how you can set up and support your chin-ups. But the main thing is that we want to work through that full range of motion from that full hang position to getting our chest to the bar, because that's really what's going to develop, again, the musculature, the strength, and the coordination that you need to get really good quality reps. Good luck.